Schrock Innovations presents the Midwest #1 independent computer repair company with service centers in Lincoln, Omaha, Papillion, Des Moines, and across the country via the Schrock desk. This is Compute This.
Good morning, folks, and welcome into Compute This. My name is Thor, owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. Number to join us on the program this morning, 888-250-2091. Once again, that number, 888-250-2091. Number to join us on the show today. Of course, as we do every week, if you call in and ask a question or make a comment, we'll put you in the drawing for a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. Good for anything your heart desires over at the Service Center. All right, I wanted to let everybody know that we are broadcasting live right now, facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. Facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. That's where you can watch the show live. Winston, if you're around, give me an audio check because I've been screwing with the levels here a little bit, and I want to make sure that everything is good to go. So I have a reason to believe it might not be. So let me know as soon as somebody on there can tell me if they're hearing everything or not. All right, so today on the program, guys, we got some good stuff planned for you. First of all, the holiday special is in full effect in the service centers. If you heard the show last week, we gave everybody on the program a 1 week heads up, basically, where you didn't have to try to compete with people that were hearing the marketing. You're seeing this a lot, actually. Companies are dialing back a lot of their marketing. It started off with dialing back on promo codes. As I discussed to my dismay last week, free samples at the grocery store. I mean, come on. The little sausage on the stick, it's gone. They're just dialing it back a little bit because, one of the ways you can combat rising prices is to reduce cost. And so one of the largest costs in any business is advertising. But you have to be careful because if you cut your advertising too much, then you tend to move less product and you get into a negative feedback loop. And that's a real bad story. You don't want to be there. So one of the things that at Schrock that we're doing basically is trying to control our costs by keeping the cost of the products low. We're shopping and sniping for little things we can do. So one of the things I wanted to make sure, the big concern that we have this year is making sure that we can sustainably continue to sell the holiday special to either the 150 computer mark, which is where we normally go with it, or through Christmas. There are some doubts as to whether or not we're going to be able to actually pull that off, just because of the supply chain issues. And I'll go into that in the aftershock. I don't want to waste a bunch of time on the show with my problems here. But to give you guys an idea, we have not sent the email out yet, so you didn't miss the email. We have not posted. The lovely Kimberly made me some amazing Facebook ads. They have not been posted yet because honestly, we're having trouble keeping up without the marketing. And it's pretty crazy. Not because we can't keep up building. I went in and built a bunch last week just to make sure we could keep up. We're having trouble getting the right parts in the door in the right amount of time. And so that's one of the challenges. You might recall last week we said we're going to launch the sale. We've got 30 holiday special laptops. We have 5 left today out of the original 30. That's a 1 week record for the holiday special in 20 something years. We never sold that many in the opening week without any marketing at all, aside from just letting the seekers on the radio show know that have been waiting all year for it. Hey, it's time to come on in. So we're going to be rebuilding our inventories. I know the Des Moines Service Center right now is waiting on a shipment of laptops from Papillion. We have them for Des Moines. We just have to get them down there. They went -1 yesterday, which means they have a customer who purchased who's waiting to receive theirs on the laptop. So it tells you kind of the need for the demand there. Desktops, it's not a whole lot of difference there. One of the things we did find, though, is that one of the monitors, we had to order several different models of monitor because we couldn't get 24 of the same monitor, unfortunately. We could get the same specs. We could get the Asus monitor with the eye care, blue light filtering, all that stuff. Some of them had speakers, however, and some of them did not, and we didn't realize that. And so we are supplementing some of the holiday specials with 2-piece speaker sets to make sure that customers get the speakers that they were promised. So fun stuff there. If you're not getting sound from your monitor, it could also be because you may not be hooked up with an HDMI cable. One of the things that we strongly encourage you when you pick up a holiday special, these things were designed, these monitors were designed for it, and the computers were designed for it to use an HDMI cable. Not a VGA cable, not a DVI cable, but the HDMI cable. It carries audio and video, which is great. It also carries an amazingly crisp picture that's going to get you a much better picture quality than if you're hooked up with a blue VGA cable, although it supports it if you need to. All right, so holiday special, there's your holiday special updated. For those of you who don't know what the heck I'm talking about, if you're new to the program, what is a holiday special? I don't know. Is it like a burger? What is that? The holiday special is a computer that we build at Schrock every year. There's a laptop version and a desktop version. They sell for the same price every year, $15.99. The holiday special is intended to be a computer that you will be using for the next decade. And we tell you that because we've been around long enough now to have done it a few times. And when, the young guys are in there, the new guys come in and they're doing maintenance checkups on the bench, because that's where a lot of them start, is, getting their reps in on the bench, doing, maintenance work, things like that. They see this, look at this computer. This thing is old. How is this thing still in? Whoa, it's got 16 gigs of RAM. We're like, yeah, it has 16 gigs of RAM, but we sold it a decade ago. What? That was an unbelievable amount of RAM a decade ago. Today, it's pretty much just a hair over standard. And that's how the holiday special is. So this year's holiday special, laptop comes with 36 gigs of RAM. Desktop comes with 32. You can expand it if you want to, but basically the idea here is we're going to have extra everything, extra storage space, extra hard drive, extra processing capacity. The Ryzen processor that is in the holiday special desktop was released 4 months ago. That's how new it is. So it's cutting edge technology. It's technology that's newer than you're going to get at any box store for sure, especially because they can't get the stuff off the boat. The stuff on the boat was probably built before Windows 11 was even announced, So it's the latest technology. It's more tech than you possibly need right now. And a lot of people will come into the service center and they'll say, Thor, the holiday special looks like a great computer. I don't need that. I don't need all that. And that's the trap. That's the trap that so many people fall into. It makes sense in everything else in your world, right? I have an F350 right now because we had a fifth wheel for a while. I don't have a fifth wheel anymore. I don't need an F350. Now, could I possibly someday maybe need to haul something? I had to haul the troop trailer to the campsite a couple weeks ago. It looked like I was pulling a Hot Wheels trailer behind a giant pickup truck. I mean, it was the stupidest looking thing ever. Even the kids were like, that doesn't look quite right. Yeah, I know my truck's a little tall. I need one of those like step down things to carry a small trailer. I don't have one of those though, so we just stuck it in there and let's go. So, I mean, it's like that, except with computers. When you buy more computer than you need today, you are future-proofing yourself because your needs are going to change. And we do this every year. Look back 10 years. What were we doing 10 years ago with our computers? Let me see. It's 2021, so that means it would have been 2011, okay? Who was president in 2011? It was Bush, wasn't it? It was Obama in 11. Yeah, sorry, 2008. That's right, because the first iPhone came out in 2008, and one of the things his campaign did was masterfully use mobile technology to run a campaign for the first time ever in 2008. So, yes, the iPhone was, 3 years old 10 years ago. Facebook certainly wasn't Meta, and they certainly weren't collecting all the data that they're collecting today. Just the Netflix was still coming to your mailbox at that point. Redbox was a thing. Like you go to the grocery store and put $1 in the machine and get a DVD to go watch a movie or get a video game for the kids while you're at the grocery store. The world was a completely different place 10 years ago than it is today. And it will be a completely different place again 10 years in the future. So it'll be a completely different space 10 years again in the future. And so the idea here is, how do we build you a computer today that's going to last you 10 years to the point where 10 years from now, you're not in pain when you use the dang thing. And that's what the holiday special is. We overspec everything that is so much more than you need today that it lasts longer. You end up spending less money over time because you don't have to buy the computer over and over again. Now, there is, of course, a point where logic has to kick in here, right? I mean, I can build you 128 gigs of RAM, and not hard drive, RAM. We can put a 7 terabyte solid state hard drive in there. We can do some crazy stuff and run you up a heck of a tab. There comes a point where it gets stupid, right? So what we do with the holiday special is we sell it at cost. It costs us $15.99 to build the computer, get it all to all the parts in one place, get all the catalogs printed and out, all that stuff, all add it all together. We sell it at cost. That's why we limit it to 150 units, and that's why we only do it for a little while during the holiday season. So this is an opportunity that you have to get into a computer that's way more than you would normally be able to get for the price you're paying for it. Come on in and take a look at a Venture. Start off at $1,100 for a tower only. Add a monitor to it. Add a keyboard and mouse to it. Okay, let's see. Let's upgrade that to a Ryzen 7. It comes with 16 gigs of RAM. Let's double that up to 32. And by the time you're done, you're spending more than if you would just buy the holiday special. And that's what a lot of people figure out. They come in and they're like, I was looking at the Galant. It's a $900 laptop. But by the time I do this and the time I do that, I may as well just get the holiday special because it's a better value. I get more for the same price. It's a faster computer. It's got an amazing touchscreen and a backlit keyboard and a fingerprint reader and all the latest USB ports and video ports. It's a really nice computer. I think I'm going to get that one. And that's why so many people are doing it. So this week we are going to launch the marketing. So basically what's going to end up happening is demand is going to go up. Supply is going to stay about the same. And we know what's going to happen when that happens. And so we're going to end up taking orders for computers for future delivery at that point. It's otherwise known as back order. As long as we can still get the parts and stuff coming, we will. What we're seeing right now, some of the stuff I'll talk about during the aftershock. I was able to finally find cases. Yeah, the actual enclosures you put the desktop computers in, that's what we were short. I couldn't get cases. Well, I found a honey hole of 20 of them. And when I say a honey hole, I mean it's the last 20 on the internet, assuming the website is a legit website because I've never bought from them before. I paid with PayPal just to be sure I could charge it back just in case they were a scam because it was too good to be true. It was free shipping. The cases were only $50 a piece instead of normally they're $50, but right now things are $80, $90 a case. So I'm like, maybe they're just nobody knew they existed yet. Maybe it's a scam. I don't know. There was one website that helped out veterans that we bought some stuff from. They were able to ship half of our order. We ordered processors for Endeavor computers, the Ryzen 3s for our mid-level computers. The supplier that we ordered from was able to ship about a quarter of the order, canceled the other the other 3/4 of the order, said, sorry, no inventory. We'll send you what we got, though. So that's kind of the way things have been going right now. From week to week, we don't know what we're going to get or when we're going to get it. So when we do see it available, we just buy it all. And I think that's the way a lot of people are doing life right now. When you go to the grocery store and you've been looking and looking and looking and looking for something, and you finally find it, you're terrified that it's going to be gone next time you come back to the grocery store. So you buy a bunch. You buy a little bit more. Maybe you don't buy it all, but maybe you buy a little bit more than you would normally buy. There's this particular microwave bacon that my son loves, my 3-year-old little Lou. He loves this bacon. This is the only bacon he likes to eat. When he eats the bacon, he is just the happiest kid in the world. Guess Hy-Vee was out. Target out. Found some at Family Fare. They had 3 boxes. I bought all 3. Tostitos Lime was out a couple weeks ago. That's another Lou favorite snack. Oh my gosh, he doesn't want regular chips. He's got to have the lime Tostitos, right? Oh, come on. So, no, everybody's out of them. Family Fare to the rescue. They had 1 bag in the back. It was kind of crunched down a little bit, but it's Lou. He's got a small mouth, broken chips, not a big deal. So, this is the way that a lot of people are living right now, where you finally find that thing you were looking for. They're saying that your Thanksgiving dinner, you should have it already. You should have the turkey already. You should have all the fixings already because you may not be able to find them when the time comes. It's crazy, right? So it's not just us. I know a lot of people are going through the similar things in different parts of their life right now. And it's always that one little annoying thing, right? The problem is when you're building a computer and you're missing one little annoying part, like a case, it kind of makes it difficult to build the rest of the computer. So we're doing our best to keep up. We appreciate your patience with it, guys. We're trying to have as normal of a holiday special sale as we possibly can. Except guess what? In previous years, the way we did the holiday special is we would bulk all the orders together. So we'd take orders for the first batch was all the month of November. We would take all the orders. You'd prepay for your order. And then we would order all the parts at one time in one shipment just to get the cheapest shipping rate, to get the best quantity discounts, everything we could do to squeeze every penny we could to get that computer built at cost. This year, because we weren't sure if we waited that we would be able to get it, we've been ordering parts the entire third quarter. and they've been trickling in. And that's why this is the first year we've ever had holiday specials actually in stock. Those of you who've been listening to the program for a long time know, sometimes you'd order a holiday special in November, you wouldn't get it until early January. This is the first year we've actually had them in stock so you could take them home. So we're doing our best to keep up and do something a little special and make things as normal as possible, guys. And we appreciate your support and your patience in that effort. Number to join us on the program today, 888-250-2091. We're going to take our first break of the program. When we come back, though, coming up on the show today, guys, why is everybody going so negative on Google Chrome? I've seen so many stories. Like every week when I go to do the show, I see another negative story about why you should ditch Chrome. I saw a horrible article that you think Facebook is bad on your phone. If you have Google Chrome installed on your phone, they're hoovering up more data than Facebook could ever dream of collecting from your phone. They're taking your accelerometer data when you walk. How fast are you walking? Google wants to know. Recap. We're going to go over everything about the 2021 holiday special. I don't want to make the whole show about it, but for those of you who missed last week's show and want to hear about the specifications and things like that, we're going to go over those. Also, a little heads up, I don't want to get crazy on the world's ending supply chain kind of thing, but there is some really specific things that are happening with Apple devices that you need to be aware of. If you're planning on buying someone an iPad or an iPhone or even an Apple computer for Christmas this year, you might want to move sooner rather than later, and we're going to tell you why coming up on Compute This.
Update all of your third-party apps on your computer with Secure Updater. It keeps all your apps running smoothly and helps block viruses. Download it for free today at secureupdater.com. External hard drives are handy. You can back up multiple computers to them or even use them to move lots of data from one computer to another. Computer users have been buying the same old external hard drives for years. While our computers have been getting faster, we still do backups that take hours or watch epic progress bars creep by to move files. Schrock wanted more for our customers, so our innovators created the fastest external hard drives on the planet. Schrock modular storage devices are up to 50% faster than Seagate or Western Digital externals and are modular in the truest sense of the word. We can create whatever size and speed of drive you need for all of your needs, and all modular storage devices come with a data restoration guarantee. If you use our drives for backing up and your computer's hard drive fails, we'll restore your backup to your repaired computer for free. Fast, simple, and flexible technology solutions from Schrock Innovations. It's what we do. Compute This pro tip number 753. Have you ever wondered how the bad guys always seem to find a way into your computer? Gone are the good old days of email worms and I love you viruses. Nobody wants to steal your data anymore, or in many cases, even your identity. Today's cybercriminals want to sell access to your computer or hold your data for ransom. The bad guys are exploiting zero-day vulnerabilities to break into systems that are supposed to be hack-proof. These vulnerabilities are always newly discovered, and the criminals have a brief time to exploit them before they get patched. Antivirus and firewalls do not prevent these attacks, but you can minimize your computer's exposure by installing all security patches as quickly as possible. The average computer needs 12 patches a week. That's not including the ones that are automatically delivered to your computer. Boost your cybersecurity by staying on top of it manually, or use a patch installation program like Secure Updater to get your computer the patches it needs. This pro tip is brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
All righty, folks, welcome back in. Thanks for sticking with us on Compute This today. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company, where we have 4 locations to help you out when your computer is not working right. Maybe you're not in the market for a new computer. We fix them at Schrock if they're doing something funky. Also, our data recovery lab located in our Omaha service center. If you have a device that has stopped working and you can't get the information off of it, Schrock has the only fully equipped data recovery lab in the area. In fact, we got an email from, another computer repair shop in Iowa that in Ankeny that is, they tried to do the same thing, right? They've got the flow benches, they've got the head tools, they got everything else, and they're just like, we can't do it. So they want to sell us their equipment now. We're like, well, we just bought a bunch of new equipment. So if you had only called us like 3 weeks ago, we actually bought a lot of the equipment you're selling, but such is life. Also, the Schrock Interactive division does website software development, custom development of any kind of programming stuff that you would need to have done, whether it's for a phone system or whether it's for a computer or a web browser. We can handle that over at Schrock Interactive. And our corporate services division makes sure that your small business stays running smoothly and navigates all the challenges that are out there from Microsoft and everybody else that they throw at you every day that you don't really have time to keep up with. So no matter how your computer touches your life, Schrock Innovations has a division, a department, or actual real people who care and can help with your problems. So you can give us a call. 4 locations: Des Moines, of course, 9500 University Avenue; Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road; in Omaha, 168th and Burke, across from the Village Point Mall; and in Papillion, 84th and Highway 370, inside the Midlands Place Shopping Center. Number to join us on the program this morning, 888-250-2091, and that's what Keith has done. Keith, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys have any payment plans for the holiday special computer.
That's a great question. You know, we of course we accept Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and all the other normal kind of payment methods, but we don't have any in-house financing. We used to do that in the past. The challenge that we had with it in the past, we were using a company called American General back in the day. So the interest rates were absolutely awful. It was like 24% interest or something. It was bad, but the challenge that we had was doing things like the holiday special. Like I said, in the past, we would bulk the orders together. Well, when you bought a computer from American General or through American General, if we, they were of the opinion, like, you're buying a product, you should take the product home because we're going to start billing you your 30 days start. And so customers were actually getting their bill before they got the computer, and American General didn't like that. And we said, well, that's how we do business. And they said, well, then you can't do business with us. And we said, okay, fine. And it got to be a big thing. So honestly, there's not really a financial partner out there that we have found. There are some out there, but they're all just ripoffs. They're so horrible, like 20-30% interest. Huge problem. So that's one of the reasons why you're going to hear a little bit more about this in the first quarter. We're launching. We have to come up with a better name for it, but it's almost like a computer rental program, except it's like leasing and renting kind of put together into a Frankenstein, where if something breaks, we fix it, and you never have any ownership in the computer. So after your 2-year contract is up, you just basically, you have a choice. You can keep paying the $25 a month or whatever and keep using the same computer, or you can just turn it in and get the new model, and then you get a new computer. So we're really working hard on coming up with this this idea that's going to change the way that people buy computers, especially locally. And you see some whispers of this. HP has started doing something similar to this. We've had this idea for years, but HP took it. We should have copyrighted it, or something, patented it, whatever you do with ideas. But basically, it's a similar concept. And HP is just using it to sell their higher end, more expensive computers, whereas we want to use it to sell our regular computers. So unfortunately, Keith, we don't have any payment plans that would apply for holiday specials or anything like that. But if you want to stay tuned next year, we're going to have some interesting opportunities for customers. The program is going to be released initially only to existing Schrock customers. So you might want to make sure you have a maintenance checkup done on your existing computer, something to get you in the books so that you're an existing Schrock customer. Because in the beginning, we don't want to do the credit checks and all that stuff. We just want to deal with people that we know, that trust us and that we trust, and have a trial basically and see how it goes. And if it works out great, then we'll expand it and get the credit checks and everything going. And if it doesn't work out, well, then we'll just pretend like it never happened and never speak of it again.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Keith. Have a good one. 888-250-2091. All right. So what's going on with Google Chrome? So ZDNet, for the last 3 weeks, there have been articles, and I pulled a couple of them up here, about dumping Google Chrome. This article is titled, "Dumping Google Chrome? Here's the best browser to replace it." This week's article, "Ditching Google Chrome was the best thing I did this year, and you should do it too." Now, for you guys, Google Chrome is the #1 most used browser in the world. It is almost exclusively used by IT technicians. It is fully integrated with everything Google, which makes life really easy. But another third story that I saw that came up in my feed on my phone was that the Google Chrome app on your Android device. Now, Apple has already implemented some blocks to prevent this from happening on Apple devices, but no such blocks exist on Android devices. And the Google Chrome application itself, even when it's not running, is collecting data in the background about your phone. And this article was all about why you need to uninstall Google Chrome immediately from your phone. Now, I don't use Google Chrome on my phone. I use the Duck browser or I use Firefox if it's something that, it's a saved password or something like that. But for my day-to-day browsing, I use the Duck browser. It works just fine. My identity is protected. It works out great. Throw it with a VPN and you're good to go. Well, once in a while, I always tell you on the show, have an extra browser on your device in case one of your browsers breaks, then you have a way to fix it, right? Well, I have Google Chrome on my phone, but I very rarely use it. The only time I ever use Google Chrome on my phone is when I'm reviewing another company, because you have to use Chrome on your phone to post a Google review. Interesting. So I don't know, guys, but if you use Google Chrome, it might be time to take a look. What browsers are they recommending? Firefox is obviously recommended. The Brave browser is actually highly recommended as a very clean, seamless browser that works very well. Even Edge, even the new Microsoft Edge built on Chromium, which is a different version of Chrome, basically. It's a adware-free version or spyware-free version, supposedly, is even supposedly technically superior to Google Chrome. The idea here is basically Google Chrome was a fast, light browser to dethrone the heavy Internet Explorer browser of the day. And in trying to do what everyone does, or all the things, it actually became the browser that was weighing down your computer like Internet Explorer used to. And so now it's being dethroned. So this is going to be something interesting to watch, but if you have an Android phone, you might want to take a look at your Google Chrome browser on your phone. If you're on your computer, try out some other browsers. At first, there's a little bit of muscle memory, kind of, where do those favorites go? But once you've tried another browser out and you realize, sometimes you need to try something new before you realize how bad what you're using actually is. Number to join us on the program, 888-250-2091. Going to take our bottom of the hour break. I'm a little bit late. Sorry about that. But stay with us, guys. We got more great show stuff coming up next on Compute This.
Now you can configure and purchase laptops, desktops, tablets, and more, all at the new SchrockInnovations.com. Check out our specials for one-of-a-kind discounts and deals. Schrock Innovations has spent nearly 2 decades working to make your technology life easier, and the all-new SchrockInnovations.com is no exception. Now you can order new modular computers and solid-state laptops directly from our website, secure your computer with our virus-free guaranteed semantic endpoint software, find innovative new technologies like our modular storage devices, and get free help and tips. Take a look at the specials section to find sales on one-of-a-kind items, display models, refurbished units, and our latest special offers. Swing by the Compute This page to watch TV segments and archived radio shows, or even get one-on-one help through the Schrock Desk. As always, we respect your privacy, so we secure our website with the latest encryption technology and only the most secure payment methods. You can pick up your purchases at any of our 3 service centers or have them shipped directly to your door. The new SchrockInnovations.com makes technology simple. It's what we do. And now Compute This Pro tip number 373. Everyone knows we're supposed to back up our computers and then check those backups periodically to make sure they're working. So why don't most people do it? Lots of people have different ideas about what backing up means. Is it copying files to a flash drive? Is it using a fancy backup program? And how do you know it's working anyway? Windows makes backups easy through free software that's already on your computer. Open your control panels and click Update and Security. Select Backup and choose from all of the available options to get a regular, reliable checkup. You'll need something to back up to, like a Schrock modular storage device or some other backup hard drive. Backups usually run once a week, but you can always change the frequency. The best part is that if your backup ever fails, you'll see a notification in the lower right corner by your clock telling you something's up. Backing up your important data has never been easier. So take a moment to back up your computer today. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
I'm Terry McHugh. President Biden Saturday cleared up any misconceptions regarding payments to illegal migrant families.
Days after dismissing reports of $450,000 settlements to some families who illegally entered the U.S., the president clarified it was the dollar figure and not the payments he disputes.
If, in fact, because of the outrageous behavior of the last administration, you coming across the border, whether it was legal or illegal, and you lost your child, it's gone. You deserve some kind of compensation.
The Wall Street Journal first reported the possible payments in response to lawsuits filed by civil rights groups. Republican lawmakers have said they will try to block any payment to illegal immigrants.
Fox's Jared Halpern. The Iraqi government says Prime Minister Mustafa al-Kadhimi has survived an attempted assassination by drone and is unharmed. America is listening to Fox News.
Now, the News Radio 1110 KFAB Weather Watch.
Clouds will gradually decrease throughout the day today with high temperatures back near 70 degrees. Winds coming in from the south could gust around 25 miles per hour. We'll drop into the low to mid 40s tonight, increasing clouds on Monday with a high of 64 degrees. With Omaha's most accurate forecast, I'm 6 News First Alert meteorologist Mallory Schnell.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back into Compute This. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. 888-250-2091 is the number to join us on the program. Now, if you're just tuning in, what you already missed, Google Chrome. What's going on? Everybody on the internet's all of a sudden like Google Chrome needs to go from your Android device for security reasons, but from your computer, a lot of IT pros are saying, yeah, maybe it's time to kick Google to the curb here and go to something like the Brave browser. I never thought I would see that. Brave, really? The first time I heard about the Brave browser, it was a listener to this program that called in to tell me about it. So I learned things on the show too, guys. It's pretty crazy stuff. Holiday specials are flying off the shelves there. Encourage you to take a look at SchrockInnovations.com to take a look. I had a guy email me and he was really upset. I'm disappointed that I couldn't find anything about the holiday specials on the website. Well, one of the graphics the lovely Kimberly made for me was the homepage rotator graphic for the holiday special. They're on the website. They have their own category. They're in the computer categories. They're in the special category. They're also in the holiday special category. So I sent him back a link. Here they are. They're on the site. It's just, we're kind of keeping it low key the first week so that the seekers like you can find them and get one before they're sold out. Next week, that marketing is going to kick into full effect, guys. The radio stations, I know that our sister stations here in Omaha are going to be running live endorsements for the holiday special. Other stations are going to have commercials specifically about the holiday special. It's going to get real next week. And so if it's something that you're thinking about doing, I'd encourage you to either pop into a service center if you can today. All the Omaha, Lincoln, and Papillion are open from noon to 5 on Sunday. Des Moines is closed on Sunday, just like Chick-fil-A. And on Monday it will reopen. But they all have, you can lay, if you're someone who likes to lay hands on it, they all have display models that you can touch and look at and feel and use. If you're somebody who's completely comfortable purchasing online, jump on the website at SchrockInnovations.com. You can configure everything there, get a special order computer together, and get it delivered out. Had a quick question on Facebook. Somebody asked me to check on the status of their 2 terabyte hard drive for their holiday special laptop. I do know that we were scheduled to receive those 2 terabyte solid state drives on Saturday. So it's possible they could be building your computer now. I don't know for sure. And I don't have anyone I can check with Sunday morning, They're all in bed still, these kids. All right, so real quick, I want to remind everybody that we have a little after show after the main program is done called the After Schrock. You can tune in at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. This week on the After Schrock, crypto is largely unchanged this week. We're going to talk a little bit about why that is and what's going on there and what the predictions are for November. 10 ways that quantum computers, these are 10 things that quantum computers are going to change in the world, according to this website. Now, this story was almost good enough to make it into the regular show. Almost. But because it wasn't something that was actually happening, it was something that's like future-y stuff, I decided we're going to keep it in the After Schrock. Also, we're going to go into the details on what the exact parts are that we're having trouble getting for the holiday specials and what the linchpins are and kind of what our fears are for shortages and what we're going to run out of first. We're going to talk about all that on the After Schrock, so make sure you check that out, facebook.com/Schrock Innovations after the conclusion of this program. Give me 3 or 4 minutes to get reset and get on there before you freak out and start sending me messages about where I'm at. I guarantee you'll find me. And I don't know if it's the time change or what, but Facebook says you guys have been listening for 1 hour and 36 minutes already today. So maybe it's the time change. I don't know. But yeah, it's been a long program already. All right, long program. 888-250-2091. Kathy, welcome to the program. How can I help you on Compute This today?
I was, excuse me, I was just wondering, when are we going to run the safe update?
Great question. So Microsoft has pushed the update into November. They don't tell us exactly when it's going to hit in November, but it is going to hit this month. And they said, be ready for the November update, which last month they said be ready for the October update. So usually they only change it once. So I guess they had a problem with one of the components of the update. They had to pull it from the update, which required another pass through the testing ring. So that's why they had to push it back a month. So my guess is that it's going to be here this month. And as soon as it's available, literally, we will send up every flare we've got. You know, you'll get a phone call, you'll get an email, you'll get Facebook messages popping up on your screen. We'll do a Facebook Live, the whole bit as soon as it's released to make sure you're ready to go.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. I was afraid I missed your smoke signals.
Oh, no, ma'am. You can't miss them. You can't miss them. I lit things on fire when I was a kid. I was that kid. So I was the kid lighting mattresses on fire in the alley behind the house. You know how hard it is to get a mattress to burn? It doesn't work like in the movies. It really doesn't. So I shouldn't talk about these things.
Okay.
I'm corrupting children or something. I don't know. Thanks,
Don't
Kathy.
do that. Okay.
All right. Have a great afternoon. Kay, welcome to the program. How can I help you on Compute This today?
Actually, my question was the same as Kathy's about the safe
Mattresses?
upgrade.
Safe upgrade. Got it.
But while I've got you, I'd like to tell you that we have two laptop specials,
okay.
One from 2014, one from 2016, and both of them work just fine.
Wow, 2014. That would be 7 years now.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And it made it through a pandemic, too. Who would have seen that coming?
Yeah. and we do the maintenance thing. You know, we keep them up, but they're just perfect.
Well, awesome. Thank you
Except,
so
of course,
much.
we can't get Windows 11, so we'll wait a while.
Well, you know, and that's the thing. So those computers, you got till 2025, so you got 4 more years. And so 2016 in 4 years, I mean, it's done its time. It's done its 10 years then. But thank you so much for taking the time to reach out and call us, Kay, because it's one thing to hear me say, hey, this computer is going to last 10 years. It's another thing to have people calling in that actually have the computers at home, and they're like, no, it lasts a very long time.
Yes. Well, thank you for the information.
All right. Thank you, Kay. Have a wonderful afternoon. All right. We got Kay in the drawing as well for the $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate, and you could be in that drawing as well, 888-250-2091. So just a quick recap. The holiday special laptop, since that's what Kay was talking about, this year the holiday special laptop has a lot of really cool features. We brought back the touchscreen in the model this year. It's a 15.6-inch touch screen. The whole screen is a touch screen. Last year we had the separate touch screen that was the touchpad was a screen, and it was neat. I mean, customers liked it, but we did have some people that really wanted the touch screen. So we brought the touchscreen back. This year, the keyboard is backlit, which was very popular when we introduced that. So that if you're using it these days when it gets dark so early and you look down at your keyboard, it's all lit up and you can see where all the keys are at and everything. The cameras and the microphones are perfect for all the video conferencing, Zooming kind of stuff that you might ever need to do with the thing, telehealth, the whole bit. The computer itself, the internals. You've got an Intel i7 10th generation processor. It is an incredibly fast processor. Computer is, of course, Windows 11 compatible. Comes with 36 gigabytes of memory. That's the most memory that Schrock has ever sold in a laptop. 36 gigs of RAM. Just insane. So 36 gigs of RAM there. You also get the 512 gig solid state hard drive, which is upgradable all the way up to 4 terabytes if you wanted to do that. And a lot of people, that's probably been the number one upgrade on the laptop, aside from the warranty, of course, and data transfers and all the normal things people get when you get a new computer. But increasing the size of that hard drive to a 2 terabyte drive has been one of the more popular upgrades on that one. The entire package comes, of course, with speakers. It's got a biometric fingerprint reader. You can use it with a monitor and a wireless keyboard and mouse, turn it into a pseudo desktop because it's got all the same power as the holiday special desktop, basically. But it's just packed down into a laptop size. It's beautiful, and it's light, and it's folds up shut. It's thin. It's just an amazing looking VivoBook, Asus VivoBook unibody. So that's the holiday special laptop. The holiday special desktop is a complete computer package. It's the desktop tower, comes with the monitor, comes with the keyboard and the mouse and a set of speakers, whether they're in the monitor or not. We're going to get you speakers. The chip that's inside of it is a Ryzen 7 5700G. It's been out since April of 21. So by the time we were ordering these, it had only been out 4 months. So it was a pretty spectacular new processor. It does amazingly well. The motherboards are the 500 series motherboards. It doesn't mean anything to you. I know that. But the point is they're the hard motherboards to get. They're the ones that we can't buy anymore. And we've got a bunch of them stockpiled because we knew they were going to be popular. But the 500 series motherboards support all the higher end chips in the future so that you're kind of future-proofing your computer a little bit here. Also, it comes with better video outputs, more USB ports, different things like that we really wanted to have in the holiday special. The case this year is an Antec case. Antec makes some of the best computer cases in the industry. This is the Antec Elite case that we use this year. That's the one we're having trouble finding. But we managed to hopefully score another. I think I have 25 total on the way right now, which is nothing. But when you're looking at making potentially 150 and you made 24 and you have maybe another 25 on the way, but you take the supply chain one day at a time for sure. 32 gigs of RAM inside the computer, 1 terabyte drive. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, both computers, the laptop and the desktop, both come with internal backup hard drives this year. So they both have internal safe and stored file history backup drives so that you don't have to worry about losing your data. It's all backed up right inside the computer. So both computers, whether you choose laptop or desktop, are $15.99, same price either way. Just an amazing computer system that is going to last your family a decade or longer, and it's only available at Schrock Innovations. You can check it out on our website at SchrockInnovations.com. You can pick up a catalog in the service center. You can take a look at the display models if you want. But all in all, it's a pretty spectacular set of computers to look at this year. 888-250-2091. Real quick, let's go to the phones again here. Robert, welcome to the program. How can I help you on Compute This today?
Good morning. Perhaps you've seen this advertisement on some of the news websites. They're talking about a Dell Inspiron 17-inch laptop for only $99.
Oh, wow.
Based upon my experience with your business, is this something that would last a couple weeks and then break? Or is
too good to be true, honestly.
That's what I thought.
Unless it's number one, it could be a refurb. So it could be a refurbished computer. It's definitely not current model specs. It's not going to be Windows 11 compatible for $99. Not a chance. And that's the only possibility I can think of. We're seeing some places that are blowing out computers that are not Windows 11 compatible. This is one of the reasons why we don't do used stuff at Schrock, because the problem is all these shops out there that have based their entire sales model on selling used computers to people because they're just as good as new computers. Of course, a computer that someone has used up all the useful life out of the parts, and then we tested everything, it's fine. We're so confident we give you a 90-day warranty. Really? And then you save 30% off the cost of a new computer, and you get all the headaches and none of the benefits. Well, now with the Windows 11 compatibility thing obsoleting 70% of the computers out there overnight, it's really caused these guys a hard time now. So they're trying to blow out a lot of the computers because they used to purchase them by the pallet. You go buy a 3-year-old computer, you buy a pallet full of them. Well, now if you go buy a pallet full of 3-year-old computers, you get computers that don't run Windows 11, and nobody wants them. And so now you're seeing lower priced used stuff going out. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was a refurb. Wouldn't surprise me if the only other thing I can think of is if it was a come on where the computer maybe is $99, but it comes with 2 gigs of RAM, which is obviously not enough. So you got to upgrade it to 8. And it comes with a 30 gigabyte hard drive, which is obviously not enough. So you've got to upgrade that. And by the time you're done upgrading, maybe you're to a normal computer price. That's the other thing. Those Dell catalogs, you always get the Dell catalog. And I challenge you to call the number on the catalog and get the price, get the computer on the cover of the catalog at the price that it's advertised. Are you sure you don't want it? You're not going to be happy with this computer if you don't upgrade this, that, or the other. But you never get out at the price that they talk about on the catalog, Robert. It's crazy. So I wouldn't trust it, honestly.
Okay.
All right, thanks for the call, Robert. I appreciate you joining us on the program today. 888-250-2091. Going to take our final break of the program. When we come back, Jackie and Steve, your calls, as well as our Apple gift story. Apple is actually limiting the availability of some of their products so they can shift the production to other Apple products, trying to balance out the supply chain woes. Which products are going to be in shortage from Apple this year? We're going to tell you coming up next on Compute This.
Today's fragile computers need maintenance more than ever. Your computer needs a maintenance checkup every 6 months to last beyond its 18-month expected lifespan. Some people like desktops for their power and upgradability, but nothing rivals a laptop for computing on the go. But why should you have to sacrifice performance for portability? The innovators at Schrock want our customers to have it all, so we created a new kind of laptop, the solid-state laptop from Schrock Innovations. Solid-state laptops are built using the same frame and mainboards as regular laptops, but we've removed half of the moving parts while more than doubling the computer's speed. The result? Laptops that boot to Windows in 6 seconds or less, respond instantly to your commands, and can survive drops that put most laptops into the data recovery lab. Starting at only $499, solid-state laptops give you speed, reliability, durability, and performance for the same price most people pay for a cheap disposable laptop. The next time you're looking for a laptop, check out the solid-state laptops at SchrockInnovations.com or visit any of our service centers. Simple, solid, fast technology is what we do at Schrock. Compute This Pro Tip 299. There are enough mothballed computers in U.S. homes to give one to every man, woman, and child in the country. Many of these computers find their way into landfills where they can leak cadmium, lithium, and other nasty chemicals into the groundwater. Schrock Innovations is very proud of the fact that we recycle more e-waste every year than we create. You can drop off any old or broken computer equipment to our service centers at any time, free of cost. We only charge $15 just for monitors because they are especially difficult to process. No appointment is required, and we accept all computer-related equipment like printers, keyboards, speakers, and accessories. Additionally, the rare earth elements in computers can be recycled right here in the U.S. to reduce our reliance on supplies from foreign countries. Take a moment, drop off your old computer equipment today, and Schrock will make sure it's properly recycled and put to good use right here in the U.S. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, folks, final segment of the program, but don't worry, the fun doesn't have to end at the top of the hour. You can stay tuned for the After Schrock at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. If you don't do the Face Meta book thing, do I have to start calling them Meta now? Not until December, right? December 10th, I think. So anyway, if you don't do the Facebooky thing, don't worry. We post the video from the After Schrock on our website at SchrockInnovations.com. In fact, all the radio shows, all the video is posted there at SchrockInnovations.com. Just click on radio show and you can watch anything you may have missed if you had to go into church or do whatever the case might be there. 888-250-2091. Jackie, welcome to the program. How can I help you on Compute This today?
I have a flash drive that seems to be corrupting Acrobat files, the PDF files, and I was wondering, is that just a bad flash drive or do I need to worry about my computer?
Well, anytime you've got a flash drive that when you're plugging it into a computer, the files on it are not working right, flash drives are cheap. Replace the flash drive and see if that makes a difference. Flash drives do wear out. That's why some people are like, oh, I've got everything backed up, or I keep a backup on a flash drive. I'm like, okay, that's fine. You can have a backup on a flash drive. Well, what happens if I ran your flash drive over with a car? What happens? Well, I'd lose everything. Well, then that's not a backup. Don't use flash drives as primary storage. They are very fragile. They have a tendency to fail, and when they do fail, they're very expensive to get recovered. But with that said, if you're using a flash drive as a backup or to move things from one computer to another, that's exactly what they're intended to be. They're not intended to be primary storage, unfortunately, though.
Okay, but that's what I do with my flash drive. But I don't need to worry then that whatever's happening on the flash drive, if I hook it into my computer, that it's going to cause that same problem on my computer?
It won't cause the problem on the computer, but if you have a flash drive and you're using it for primary storage, you will eventually lose all of your files.
Yeah, I'm not using it for that. I'm using it to move from one computer to another. So
yeah, okay. So when you said that's what I use it for, I was like, No, please don't do this. This is going to end this is going to be tears and gnashing of teeth. Don't do it. But no, moving stuff from one computer to the other is fine. It's not going to, put any kind of damage into the computer or anything like that.
Great. Then I'll just throw the flash drive away.
There you go. Time to replace.
Thank you very much for your help.
No worries. Have a great afternoon. Thanks for being a part of the program today. All right, folks. And see, it's that easy. 888-250-2091. All right, Steve, welcome to the show. How can I help you today on Compute This, Steve?
Good morning, Thor.
Morning.
Haven't talked to you for quite a while, but thought I'd call in. I just wanted to let you know, since the subject come up, that we had a 2012 holiday special that we just changed out with a Gallant 850 this year.
There you go. Wow, 2012. So it made it 9 years. 9 years. Real close.
Yeah. And then we got the Windows 11 installed, and we put your new, I'm not sure the reception is how new, she seems fairly new. Paula, I think is her name.
Yeah, in Omaha.
She did, yeah. 160 or 70th Street or whatever it is there, 69th. I'm not sure exactly. But anyway, and just like my wife, Lynn, just told me that we'd like to get a backup inside our computer.
Yeah, we can do that.
At some point here.
We can do that.
So, and the other thing is, I've been around for a little while, but this is the first time I've got to enjoy my birthday for 25 hours instead of 24. With this change of time, we get the extra hour,
That's right. Well, happy birthday, fellow Scorpio. We have to stick together.
Oh, you're a Scorpio too. Well,
oh, yeah.
Good.
11 days, I'll be 45.
Oh, well. I'm a little more than that. But,
maybe a year.
Let me say, it was good to hear old Roger Olson on the line there. I called in the first time. He couldn't hear me. I couldn't figure out what was going wrong, and then there it was. It was Roger.
Yep, you can't take the Roger. You can't take the Roger out of KFAB. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for the call, Steve. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining us today. I got a request on Facebook. I hope you explain the difference between Chrome and Google. Well, Google is a company. Alphabet's a company. Google is a product of Alphabet. Chrome is a web browser. Chrome is made by the same company that makes Google. And they're all tied together. So all this garbage about this is this company and that company, whatever. Google makes Chrome. Google has the largest advertising business on the internet. Google makes the Android operating system that is freely used in all the Android phones. Google Chrome is the number one way that Google acquires information about your web browsing habits. That's the number one way that they figure out what ads to show you. So that's all the differences between Google is a search engine. You go to google.com, you type what you're going to search for, you go. You can use Google from any browser. But when you use Google Chrome, it doesn't matter if you have a VPN. It doesn't matter if you could have fully encrypted everything. Once you start using Google Chrome, everything you type into that browser is known by Google because you're signed into your Google account. So it doesn't matter if it's encrypted, not encrypted, and anonymized. It doesn't matter. So that's one of the biggest fears, that the Google Chrome browser is capable of monitoring everything, even the speed at which you're walking when you have it installed on your phone, because it literally knows everything. I don't know. I still have it on my phone. I haven't removed it, but I never use it. But they're saying even if you don't use it, it monitors you now. So I don't know about that. So I don't know. I may end up removing it. But all right. So what's going on with Apple here? We've got a situation with the supply chain. Everybody knows kind of what's going on there. It's especially in microchips. iPads are behind schedule on deliveries right now. There's a shortage on iPads currently. And Apple is anticipating that more people are going to want the iPhone 13 for Christmas this year. And so what they're doing is they're going to reduce the number of iPads that they produce, because a lot of the same chips go into the iPad as the iPhone 13, so that they can free up those chips to produce more iPhone 13s. And so if you're planning on buying an iPhone 13 or an Apple iPad for someone for Christmas this year, it would be a very good idea for you to put your order in now, because number one, if you order it now in an iPad, it may not ship right now. You may have to wait a little bit. Hopefully it's not as bad as Ford. My 2021 F-150 has now become a 2022 F-150. Yay, me. Okay, that means I'm not going to get it this year. All right, so that's been, 5 months now? By the end of the year, it'll be 5 months I waited. But, I'm a patient guy, but, sometimes there's deadlines like Christmas. So if you're planning on getting a phone or an iPad for someone for Christmas this year, make sure that you actually you put that order in as soon as possible so that you can get the device that you're looking for and not get frozen out by the end of the year. So there you go, guys. That's what's going on there with the Apple situation. So we got to draw the winner for the $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. So we're going to be doing that here in just a moment. Want to remind everybody that the holiday special is in full effect in all the service centers. You can check out the display models. You can lay hands on them. You can pick up the catalogs are in the service centers for the holiday specials. Everything is going to go full bore starting next week. So if you want to get in and get ahead of the crowd, kind of today, maybe Monday morning, last days to do it. Today's winner, $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate is Kay. Congratulations, Kay. One of I think we were the third caller of the program. We'll get you that credit added to your Schrock account. We'll give you a call here on Monday to let you know what's going on with that as well. Make sure you stay tuned for the Aftershock. That's coming up here at the conclusion of the program today, where we're going to talk about the latest in the crypto world, what's going on there, why the prices aren't really moving much, what you can do about that. Also, some inside baseball. If you like to hear the stories behind the stories, we're going to tell you what's going on with our supply chain and what we're short on and what we're desperately looking for. And maybe you've got some at home. Maybe we can buy it from you. Otherwise, we'll see you all again next weekend for another exciting edition of Compute This.
From the Amish Furniture of Nebraska studio, your home for made in the USA furniture. This is News Radio 1110 KFAB Omaha and iHeart.